Hi guys, welcome to my guide to a speed farming build for Season 4 Diablo 3 Barbarian. And this is a whirlwind based build that uses 6-piece IK. And essentially you get all your movement speed abilities on your bars so that you can just plow through the rift. Or bounties at a very nice speed. So this build is essentially best for T7 bounty farming as well as T7 normal rifts or T8 normal rifts. And depending on your gear, you might have some trouble with T8, but if you have ancient weapons you should probably be fine. So first let's take a look at the gear. You got 6-piece IK, which means you want the gloves, helm, chest, belt, legs, and boots. You want your Bulkathos weapons. You're going to want focus and restraint, although any good rings with socket will work until you get these. But these are by far the best, so try to get these if you can. Fury of the Ancient's shoulders, and Hellfire amulet, or any other amulet, doesn't really matter. Those are the most important things. Now as far as what to cube, you want these Orzekian arm guards, or you can wear them, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of flexibility when it comes to some of these items. What I'm using right now is strong arms. You could also use Reaper's wraps or Nemesis bracers. There's kind of a lot of flexibility in this slot. Now as far as your legendary gems go, you definitely want Wreath of Lightning, the conduit gem, because it gives you, number one, it does a lot of damage, and number two, it gives you a 25% movement speed buff when it procs, which is almost all the time. So this is pretty much a must-have. The other must-have is Boon of the Hoarder, which again increases your movement speed, and if you level it up to rank 50, then you get 100% chance to basically get that movement speed whenever you kill an enemy, so that's really awesome. Alright, so that's the gear. The stats don't really matter that much. Obviously you want to prioritize DPS. You do want a diamond in your helm, most likely, to keep your CDR low enough to reset Wrath of the Berserker. But apart from that, just, you know, whatever works as far as DPS. I got percent damage and area damage in one weapon, and I got vitality in the other. I got crit chance, crit damage, attack speed on gloves, crit chance, crit damage in both my rings. Got area damage in my shoulders, whirlwind and crit in my helm, basic toughness stuff, chest and belt and legs, and then whirlwind on my boots. Obviously crit chance, crit damage for your necklace is going to be optimal, and like I said, the Hellfire amulet is nice because you get an extra passive, but if you don't have a Hellfire amulet you can use something else, like maybe an immunity or a Haunt of Vaxo or Eye of Lich. Whatever you have that's good, just pop it in there. Bracers, you obviously want physical and crit chance. We'll talk about the skills in a second. And yeah, that's it for gear. So as far as stuff in the cube goes, for T7 I recommend this Avarice Band ring, which essentially increases your health globe and gold radius to 30 yards. And that pretty much ensures that you'll be picking up progress orbs and getting health and getting gold for your movement speed. So this is nice for T7. For T8, I do recommend that you swap it over to Skull Grasp, because you want to be doing a bit more damage. As you guys know, T8 has twice the T8 mobs have twice the health of T7 mobs, so you do want a little bit more damage output. For your weapon, you're going to want the Furnace most likely. It's a nice damage increase on elites and bosses. Alright, so skills, the most important part. You want Call of the Ancients together as one to proc your IK bonus, and also give you basically 50% damage reduction. So that's must have with this build. Whirlwind Dust Devils, again, pretty much a must have. This deals a lot of damage. So that's a good option there. Furious Charge, Merciless Assault. This kind of carries over from the Hoda build and a lot of the other builds that are good this season. This will proc your focus restraint for 50% bonus damage. It'll proc your strong arms if you're using your strong arms, and it gives you mobility, so you can't complain there. I use Sprint Marathon for 40% movement speed on demand, and because you're pretty much never out of Fury, there's no problem with having a skill that uses Fury here. If your gear isn't that great yet, you can use Warcry, Veteran's Warning, or Impunity for toughness. That's just going to depend on your gear and your kind of play style. Battle Rage, I go Bloodshed for the extra damage, but if you want additional movement speed, you can go Ferocity for 10%. I just find that if you have Sprint, you probably won't need this. And then Wrath of the Berserker Insanity for your maximum damage rune. Now, as far as passives go, you're pretty much always going to want Ruthless, always going to want Rampage, always going to want Berserker Rage, and you always want Weapons Master, just because otherwise you might just be running out of Fury in low density. And then if you have the Hellfire Amulet with one of these passives, then you can go for Brawler or Berserker Rage, whichever one. But probably Brawler being the weaker one. So that is that as far as abilities go. Now the last thing to look at is Paragon. The only thing really worth noting here is that you want to max your CDR and you want to max your resource cost reduction so that you never run out of Fury and so that your Wrath of the Berserker resets on time. Now you could also potentially not put anything into resource cost reduction to speed up the reset that way, but then if like there's a long hallway without mobs, you might find yourself running low on Fury. So that's essentially that, guys. It's pretty simple stuff. What you do with this build, you maintain Wrath of the Berserker, you whirlwind through the map, and just hit stuff and things will fall over. It's really awesome. So I'm going to show you a quick normal rift on T8 in about 3 minutes, which is my average, and then a normal rift on T7, like 2.5 or 2 minutes, which is obviously a little bit faster. And that's why, I don't need the Skull Grasp, because mobs have a lot less health. So for rift key farming, I usually go T8 just because you have that higher chance of a second key. But T7 is great for bounties, and if you just want to plow through rifts, or if your gear isn't that high, then T7 is perfect for this build. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and good luck out there. See you again later.